So just in case you don't recognize the face next to me, his name is Nic Billington. You must know him by now. And if you haven't yet followed him on Instagram, please do, because it is beautiful, to say the very least. And I'm not going to just sit here and like hit on you the whole time, just a little in the beginning.
Ah, thank you. I'm blushing.
Okay, first things first. You are where in the world right now?
At the moment, I'm in London. So
Okay.
I've been here for the past year and maybe 2 months already. It's gone really quickly.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's where I am currently.
Why are you in London? What are you doing?
There's multiple reasons for it. I think one of the main ones is just to try and, expose my music to different audiences.
Hmm.
And I also think potentially with what the type of music that I'm doing, um, people here are more acceptable to it.
Hmm. Okay. So for someone who hasn't yet enjoyed the privilege of listening to you or hasn't followed you anywhere, what kind of music is it? What genre would you put yourself in?
It's such a tricky question when I get asked that because I never really like to put a genre on something.
Yeah.
For me, if a song is good, it's good. It doesn't really matter what, specific genre it is.
True.
But if I really had to, like if you had to twist my arm, I would definitely say it's in line with pop. But then I like to introduce like a bit of an 80s sound to it. So it's
Mm.
got those retro undertones.
Okay, we've had a couple of singles from you. You've been around for a little while now, and
Yes.
every time, and I feel like you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like you were one of the first artists, recording artists, to create a new aesthetic for every single release. Everyone is doing it now, but I feel like you were one of the first ones. I want you to talk me through the process of that, because that seems to me like a lot of work and a lot of admin, and it's like a whole new everything for this one thing.
Yeah. I
What is the
think
process?
it's so weird because at the moment, you know, if you had to think back, maybe say 15 years ago, 20 years ago, artists would sort of do that with every album release.
Yes.
If you look at Madonna, for example, she would like reinvent herself with every album release, and that would sort of drive her for the next maybe year, 2 years until she releases something else. But I think with um, the internet and having access to everything, we're consuming things so quickly that you don't have time to work on a whole body of work. You've got to constantly be putting stuff out,
Yeah.
and because of that, the whole process is sped up a little bit. So what I tend to do is um, just focus on every release. And obviously, I wanted to do as best as it can possibly do. So I put a lot of time and effort into it before it comes out, making sure that there's a nice video for it, making sure the visuals are, on point. And I'm very much a creative in that aspect. So it's not just about the music for me, it's how
Yeah.
people receive the song, it's what the visuals look like when they hear the music. It's the whole package for me. So it's one of the things that I really enjoy doing and I focus a lot of time and energy on.
And I you can see it for sure. Your specifically, I think Instagram, especially over the past couple of releases, has been an inspiration to me. I have to tell you, I've
Oh,
screenshotted it multiple times and have been like, that is
oh,
hot.
that is so
I'm doing
cool.
that. But this obviously takes a lot of dedication. So talk me through the process. So you're writing a song, you're
Yes.
recording a song. While you're doing that, are you thinking of a character? Are you thinking of a color? Are you thinking of an aesthetic? What are you getting into to get into the space to then do the visuals, do the video, and create the costuming even around it?
Yeah. So it is quite a process. I definitely start with the song first. I never have ideas before I write a song because if the song doesn't work out, it's just wasted. So once I've got the song locked and I'm very happy with it. I've been working on quite a few tracks, but it's not always necessarily aligned with what I want to put out right now.
Okay.
So once I've confirmed this track, I listen to it about 982 times. And I start visualizing things. I use Pinterest actually a lot.
Okay.
So while I listen to the music, I browse Pinterest and I start to build up sort of like a look and a feel that I want, and I basically take it from there. So once I've got my Pinterest board set up, I'll go into costumes. I'll look for the type of clothes that I want. Then I spend time sourcing that. I do it all independently, so it does take longer. So if I
Yeah.
go quiet for about 6 to 8 months, you know why. I'm working on something. And then I also shoot and produce the videos and all my content myself as well. So once I've got the look done, then I move on to the video. I come up with the storyline, and then so on and so on. And yeah, eventually, after a good few months, I'm ready to roll, and then I release.
Okay, so we've had single, 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 single. Is there an EP or an album on the horizon?
Yes, I get asked this all the time, and I was actually going to put out an EP towards the end of last year, but I wanted to spend a bit more time on the tracks. I'm a perfectionist, so obviously I
Uh-huh.
want everything to be 100%. And yeah, so there is something coming. I'm not going to say, I'm not going to confirm just yet or when, but I will say at the moment I'm working on a new track. It's called Living to Die, and I'm in the process now trying to figure out the look and direction. So maybe give or take 2 more months, and then that should be that.
Okay, but while we wait for what living to die, live,
Yeah.
yeah, we have been gifted with homesick. Now, I feel like maybe this was written because one is maybe perhaps a little bit homesick.
It's so weird because I actually recorded the track in South Africa, and
Okay.
I was gonna release it while I was still there. And then, things just sort of happened in my life, and obviously I moved over to the UK, and then the timing was just perfect. So I put it out, and in my mind, I'm like, oh my gosh, everybody's gonna think I just want to come back home, which obviously I'm always homesick. That's not the case. But the track, it's not really so much about missing a specific place. It's more about memory. So if you listen to the lyrics, it's basically saying, I wish things were the way they used to be.
Mm.
And it's speaking more about a specific time in your life that you can never get back, that you really enjoyed. So yeah, so that's what the track is about.
I also know that you take your mental and physical health quite seriously.
Yeah.
And I wanted to speak that into your career and how that helps you. Because I feel like you're pretty holistic in everything that you do. Like you say you're a perfectionist, and I do feel like you could possibly hyperfixate. But I feel like you've set up the rest of your life, from what I see. You can check me on this. From what I see from my perspective is you've set up your life to have these practices so that you don't go into this like hyperfixation and just get completely lost. Talk to me about the physicality and the mental work that you do to be good.
Firstly, I'm really glad that it seems that way, because
Okay.
it's not always the case. And I released a track before Homesick called Without a Warning, and that basically spoke about how at face value everything always looks fine. So we go on social media and we see, oh, their lives are perfect, everything looks great, they don't have any, but that's not the case. And it's the same with me. I am human, and I also struggle with insecurities, and I also struggle with mental health, just like everybody else, well a lot of people. And I don't want people to think, oh, his life is perfect or he's got it all sorted out, because I really don't. Sometimes within 2 months' time, I don't know what I'm doing with myself. I'm a bit all over the place. Work wise, when it comes to creativity, I've sort of got a structure, and that keeps me going. But if I had to say anything else that is like a big impact on me, would probably be physical fitness. I try and stick to the gym. I try and keep some sort of routine in my life when I'm not doing shows or I'm not working. And I really do feel that that helps me just stay like a bit grounded and a bit more in a routine, that I know what's going to happen tomorrow. But I'm really glad that you think it's all together, but it's really not.
And I'm really grateful that you are authentic and real enough to say, I don't have it all together. And that's
Yeah, no.
great because none of us do. And we all pretend to on socials all the time.
Exactly. Yeah, that's one of the very negative sides of social media, unfortunately,
Yes,
is, it looks like this beautiful picture and it's not always the case.
100%. Okay, so have we lost you forever? Have you deserted us?
No,
Um,
you've definitely not. I mean, I just feel at this time in my life, I'm in the right place at the right time. And like I said, I don't really plan ahead. Wherever life takes me, it takes me. So I'll never say never. But for now, I'm really enjoying staying in the UK. And, I've met a lot of great friends here, and a lot of them are South African, which really helps, you know, feeling homesick. So it's been a really good and positive time in my life. And until that, ends, I will probably be here. Yeah.
when you do release the album, though, could
Yeah.
you possibly consider bringing it to tour? Yeah.
That is definitely gonna happen, and
Okay.
so I don't have anything in the works just yet, but it's definitely on my list of things to do, especially because my previous single was so well received, and I still keep up to date with everything online, so I'm always checking my social platforms, and every day I've been getting such amazing, like, and inspiring messages from people, and that really does help me just want to keep on going
Mm.
and keep pushing myself, because it is difficult, especially as an independent artist. Sometimes you put a lot of time and effort into things, and you don't necessarily get the results back that you wanted. But what I'm really learning now in this part of my life is to be grateful and to not have expectations. And I find mentally that is the best thing you could do, is just to be grateful for everything you have. And most of the times when you are grateful for what you have, you receive more of it. So
100%, dude. I don't know about the expectations thing. I struggle with expectations, but I will
yeah,
check myself.
honestly, replace expectations with gratefulness. That's
Okay.
number one key. If I could get any tattoo, I would get that probably written on my arm.
Nic Billington, it's such a treat to talk to you. Thank you so much for your time. Where can we follow you? Where can we find out about when the album is dropping? And then
Yeah.
a tour.
Yes. So I do have a website. It's nicbillington.co.za, also .com. And you can follow me on social media. I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook. It's all at Nic Billington.
Stunning. Thank you very, very much. We hope to see you soon. Okay.
You definitely will. Yeah, you definitely will. And thank you so much for having me. It's been lovely speaking to you.
Awesome. That's it. We're done. Finished car. As soon as I know when it's gonna go out, I'll let them know and then they can tell you and I'll send you
Ah,
artwork and everything.
fantastic. Thank you. And it's so nice to actually, like, see your face and speak to you in
And
real,
speak,
like,
yeah, it's
yeah,
awesome
it's
after all these
crazy.
years.
I know, but I just want to say I really do appreciate all the help and support that you've been giving throughout the years. It really, really helps, and it means a lot.
Dude, it's my whole job, but you're welcome. It's what I do.
No,
Anyway,
but it's
take
awesome.
care, lots of love, and I'll let everyone know as soon as we release this, okay?
Fantastic. Thank you, Danny. Enjoy
Have
the
a
rest of your day.
you too. Bye.
Bye.
Jacaranda FM.